Gimble, cornfield there. Rock a bandana like Tupac, I been there. Rock a do-rag or wave cab, I lay my shit.
What's good, people? Gooners and Goonerettes, welcome to Arsenal versus Sevilla. But before I go into that, I just want to say, hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. I notice you guys don't like hitting the like button, do you? But that really helps my videos out and helps the algorithm to make sure that this is shown throughout the whole of the Arsenal fan base. So it really does help me out, guys. Outside of that, I didn't do the player ratings for the Chelsea game. So if you want me to run through that now, I'll quickly do that. So let's get a start on that now, starting with David Raya. Now, I'm giving him a 3 out of 10. I thought he was very poor. I thought he was at fault for the Mudryk goal, although you do see him check his lines. He looks twice at the actual post that he's near to make sure he's in the correct position. But unfortunately, being 6 foot tall, you're going to get done by that. I don't think Mudryk meant to hit that. He looks back onto the penalty area and not towards the goal. And that's why you realise that that's actually a mistake from him. He's miskicked it, but it's gone straight in. And those things do happen. Unfortunately, it wasn't great. His distribution, I thought, wasn't good at all as well. And he also gave away another chance to Cole Palmer. So for me, guys, I don't think Ramsdale's going to start in this game because, as you all know, he's just had a kid. But I think come next week, I think he's probably going to start. Ramsdale's going to go back in goal. Because, let's be fair, if it was Ramsdale making these mistakes, guys, everybody would be calling for Raya. So it's got to work the other way around. Ben White, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10. I thought he gave the ball away in poor areas, and he actually gave the ball away leading to the Mudryk goal as well. I thought in the second half, he improved his link-up play with Saka. But, yeah, he got beaten a couple of times, and that really shouldn't be the case for him, so he gets a 4. William Saliba, probably his worst game as an Arsenal player. He gets a 4 out of 10 as well, and he gave away the penalty. And, you know, I don't care about the handball because I think he should have been the one that got first to the header. He was beaten to the header by Mudryk in the first place, and actually, a time after that, he was also beaten by header from Gallagher as well. Very unconventional for him to get beaten on 2 clearances there where he's normally rock solid. So I didn't think he had a good performance regardless. So he gets a 4. Gabriel, I'm going to give him a 5. He looked a little bit shaky and nervous. Offered a little bit more going forwards. That's why he gets an extra point than William Saliba. Zinchenko, I'm going to give a 3. Defensively, I just think he got ripped by Sterling. He didn't get his distribution going. He had no influence on the game at all. And then he picked up that early yellow card, which just nullified him, really, and he was substituted off at half-time. Jorginho, I'm going to give a 3. He looked slow. He looked well off the pace. So if Partey wasn't fit, then he shouldn't have been on the bench. If he was well enough to play, then you should have started with him, let him play an hour, and then swapped him out for Jorginho to let him finish the game for the last half an hour. That's what you normally do, but you didn't do that against Chelsea, and we kind of paid for it. He got so overrun in the midfield, it weren't even funny. Declan Rice, he gets an 8, and he's the man of the match. I see his 4th one this season. In the first half, he looked like a little bit of a fish out of water in the number 8, but once he dropped back into the 6, he contained everything in the midfield, got Arsenal back into the game. Would have been a different game if he started in the midfield at the 6 from the beginning, and then maybe Havertz or Smith Rowe at the 8. But Arteta didn't start that way, and we got exposed because of it. But well done to Declan Rice in that game. Another man of the match performance from him. Odegaard, I'm going to give a 3 out of 10. Terrible performance by the captain. Went missing for large portions of the game. Failed to get into space. And when he did get the ball, he was very wasteful. Saka, I'm going to give a 4 out of 10. He was completely missing in the first half. He didn't do anything. In the second half, he started getting warmed up. Ben White started pressing in and playing triangles with him. And also, Saka got the assist for the goal, which was an incredible pass. If it wasn't for that, honestly, Saka probably would have got a 3. Gabriel Jesus now, he gets a 3 out of 10. Dropped far too deep, created nothing, lost the ball consistently, really struggled. Eddie came on and looked way more dangerous in the closing minutes of the game, going close, just wide of the left side of the post, after fighting off 2 defenders in that one-on-one. So it was a much better performance from Eddie, but Jesus just looked completely lost. Martinelli, I thought, did okay. He gets a 6.5, but he didn't look fit as well, and he dropped back, made 3 key recoveries and defensive plays in the first half, which really helped us out after Zinchenko was being exposed. But the whole forward line lacked any conviction. And remember, Saka, Martinelli and Jesus are our preferred front three, and they've played a total of just 21 minutes all season before this game. So I think that maybe that had something to do with the poor outing. Arteta, he gets a 4, just for all of the reasons above, really. Wrong team sheet, should have gone with Partey and got the most out of him you can, and then swapped him out rather than leaving him on the bench. It was a complete mismatch, putting Zinchenko against Raheem Sterling. There's just no way on earth does Zinchenko come out on top on there. And then having Caicedo and Enzo running at the 32-year-old legs of Jorginho. You're just exposing yourself, really. And what made it worse is, even while it was happening, you waited till half time. You didn't even, after 20-25 minutes, make the change then. You waited and waited and waited. And so that's just completely mismanagement for me. So Arteta gets a 4. And I thought Tomiyasu did good. He gets a 7. Nketiah gets a 6.5. Smith Rowe gets a 5. Kai Havertz gets a 6. And Trossard gets a 7.5 as well. So that's where I am with the player ratings for that. Let's move on to the Sevilla game. Now, Arsenal face Sevilla, returning to the Champions League Group B, and on Tuesday night, and they really need to get a result out of this one. The Gunners lost 2-1 away to Lens last time out, while Sevilla and PSV cancelled each other out with a 2-2 draw. Now, Sevilla has just got a new manager in, Diego Alonso. They reached an agreement with him last month, and he came in to be their new coach until the end of the season. But it places much more emphasis on his style of play. Now, Diego Alonso, his tactics, he likes a little bit of ball of possession, but although he likes to dominate and impose the conditions on his rivals, in attack, his only scheme is really variation. He likes a lot of people to get touches on the ball. He plays direct, the ball's always going forward, and he strikes it up through the midfield, and there's direct passes with dynamic movement. It's a very vertical way of playing where the ball is always moving forwards. He also doesn't really hesitate to change his formation during the match, depending on the situation. Pep and Arteta do that quite a lot. But you can see Alonso's intentions to create an advantage at the back with starting structures that allow them to stretch the opposition and play through the lines. But the ball possession is not really their main method. It's really just trying to hit teams quickly as they can. He uses a false 9 and an inverted winger on one of the flanks, just like what we do with Saka, to sort of stretch out the opponent's formation and create space in the centre. Arteta does it to create more space for Martinelli on the left. But Sevilla, they did play Real Madrid over this weekend, and they can hold their heads up high, having played them to a stalemate 1-1 draw. Now, it's the second time Sevilla have thrown away a 1-0 leads. The other, of course, was with PSV in the other match of the Champions League. But yeah, I think that they're coming into this one really needing a result from Arsenal, because they're not really been getting results as of late, hence why the managerial change was there. But credit goes out to the Real Madrid draw, and if they get a draw or result against Arsenal, that would be deemed as a good game for Alonso. For Arsenal, they came off last week with the 2-2 draw. As we talked about, Robert Sanchez spared David Raya the embarrassment with a poor pass out to Declan Rice. But Rice did well to curl that in from long range before Trossard was the man who, funny enough, he was signed as Mudrik's alternative, and he came off the bench with an 85th minute equaliser. Now, if it was me, guys, I would start Aaron Ramsdale in this game, but because obviously Raya looked a bit shaky, and as I said, he's at fault for 2 goals already this season, which was way more than what happened last season. And Arteta did say there was competition this season at the position, so it's only fair for Ramsdale to start. I'm not sure if he will make it back from his little baby that was born on the weekend, but like I said, if it was me, Ramsdale's name would be the next man up. Also, good news is Partey and Havertz, they're back in contention to replace Jorginho in the middle of the park. While Jesus struggled, and he might make a way for Eddie Nketiah in the Champions League. I'm not sure. But my starting lineup, guys, would be Ramsdale. If he's back, I would start him. If not, then Raya is in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, then Zinchenko. I would go with Odegaard, Rice, and Thomas Partey. Please let us see the midfield that we want to see. And then I would go with Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah up front, although they may play Jesus to make up for the poor performance that he had against Chelsea. So for me, guys, Arsenal have got some ground to make up, and simply a draw would be expected in the worst case scenarios, because as you know, the rules of the Champions League are you win your home games and you pick up a point on the road, and that should see you through to the final stages. But in this instance, if you're going to make a statement on your Arsenal, this is the Champions League. You waited 6 years for it, and you need to win these games. You need to make a statement, and you must go away and earn victories, which means for me, Arsenal win this 1-0 away from home. But this would be an incredible result if they can achieve this. So for me, guys, I'm going with Arsenal 1-0 away win. It's scheduled for 8 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday, the 24th of October, and we'll be doing the live game commentary for you guys. So I'll hit you up there. Peace out, guys. Right back at you.
I'm tryna be a black king, yeah.